Hello and welcome to CMC Markets on Thursday the 4th of July and our weekly look at the markets with our sales trading desk. Joining me this week is my colleague Alex Young, and we'll be looking at a number of key events this week, namely the European Central Bank meeting, the Bank of England meeting, and obviously a big week for the US economy and the payrolls report, which everyone is looking at in the context of the tapering debate, which was started by Mr. Bernanke on the 22nd of May. Now, since then, we've seen a significant sell-off in equity markets, and at the moment, we're in a bit of an indecision point because no one really knows where equity markets are going to go in the short to medium term. Some people think they're going to go up, some people think they're going to go down simply because of the lack of stimulus. So we're going to look at euro-dollar, we're going to look at cable, and we're going to look at the sort of the broader outlook that our clients have with respect to the broader indices as a whole. Okay, so let's start with the Bank of England. Now, no change in policy, but there was a statement, and that statement was particularly dovish. And it gives the markets a hint of the policy of Mr. Carney, the new governor, going forward. We've seen a massive decline in cable there. That's the daily chart. And we can see that it's heading towards the lows that we saw in the middle of May, around about the 150.25 area. And that's a real key level as far as cable bulls are concerned. Now, as far as client sentiment is concerned, were our clients, Alex, the right side of that move?
Yeah, we saw clients predominantly on the right side of the move this week, particularly in the last day or so. At the start of the week, about 68% of our clients were short. It's become a little bit more undecided as the week's gone on. Wednesday with our PMI data, which saw the rally higher, and then obviously, as you pointed out, coming off this afternoon. So it's fair to say there's a fair amount of indecision in the markets. And
as can be seen from this chart, I mean, you said 68% short at the beginning of the week. Now we're 49% short after that drop. So, you know, I think the picture's starting to taper a little bit. Taper. Do you like that? This has started to taper a bit towards the long side, I think, with the cable, especially when we're looking, I think, at the chart that we showed earlier there and the support around the 150.25 area. So I think that gives an indication of the way our clients are looking. I think possibly they don't buy totally the taper argument, and they probably don't buy totally the fact that forward guidance is necessarily going to mean that the bottom is going to fall out of the pound. Would that be a fair assessment?
Absolutely, yeah. They're moving towards a short-term trading strategy, really geared on the back of the fact that we've got so much happening this week, still with non-farm payrolls to come, that it pays to be on your toes, so to speak.
Absolutely, and I think that's borne out by you know, looking at euro-dollar. It's a similar sort of story if we look at euro-dollar and what Mr. Draghi said. And I think what Mr. Draghi said, I think, is probably more important in the context of the statement out of the Bank of England, because the European Central Bank has a policy, or had a policy, of never pre-committing to a particular monetary policy or pre-committing to certain types of policy. Now they've come out and said that rates are going to stay low for an extended period and probably be even lower. And we can certainly see the extent of that in terms of the euro-dollar move there. We've seen a move back down, and again, it's a similar sort of story with respect to the cable. I'm going to ask you the same question. Were our clients the right side of that?
Well, same situation, markets being caught off guard by central bank comments, I guess. Slightly more evenly split on euro-dollar, our client base, over the week. I mean, the predominant strategy, really, other than clients being undecided, has been the buying on the dips on Wednesday, as the pair sort of got down to its 5-week lows. You know, but like you say, that 100-point drop was you know, pretty meaty. You know, I say there's some people on the right side of it, plenty that weren't.
Yeah, but we can see from there that predominantly our clients are still short, so they probably think there's probably more downside in euro-dollar than maybe the pound against the dollar, which I suppose when you look at it and you look at euro-sterling, you could throw a blanket over euro-sterling between 84.70 and 86. So that sort of really does presuppose that we could well see further downside in euro-sterling. Given the fact that it's obviously a holiday in the US, we've got quite a big day tomorrow. Are our clients going to be getting involved tomorrow, or are they being a little bit cautious with respect to non-farm payrolls? And the fact that the likelihood is that the US a lot of the US could still be on holiday tomorrow.
Well, this type of volatility is always attractive. I can assure you that our clients haven't been taking any kind of holidays today. And we'll be very much on the ball tomorrow. If we see the kind of volatility we've had in the past couple of days, clients will be certainly getting involved tomorrow. It's always for the slightly more risk-aware clients. I'm sure there'll be people who stay away given the volatility, but it does present trading opportunities.
Given the dovishness that we've heard out of the European Central Bank and the Bank of England, gold has hardly moved, which I suppose is not really too much of a surprise, considering that today's moves actually haven't been dollar moves, they've been sterling and pound moves. However, gold is an interesting one. Let's have a look at the split between longs and shorts. That is quite an interesting stat. Despite the fact that an awful lot of people are bearish on gold, there's quite a few clients long there. Yeah,
mostly convinced that gold's heading higher. I think maybe convinced, or rather looking at the fact that gold has held up pretty well in the face of dollar strength.
Looking for a bad payroll number, possibly.
Maybe that can hint.
Okay, all right. Well, that's it for this week, guys. Once again, thanks very much for listening. Thank you to Alex.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you, guys.
Well, next week, this is Michael Hewson and Alex Young talking to you from CMC Markets.